do we think we are reaching or have reached the taxable limits of the economy? I'm particularly interested in the UK, but the sort of history over my lifetime is that no government, be it of whatever political persuasion or with a big majority or a small majority or whatever mix of taxes they've tried, seems to be able to squeeze more than about 38%, maybe 39% of national income in tax. That's about the most you can conceivably get. Whatever you try, top rates of 83% of income tax or top rates of 40, VAT at 20 or at 5%, I think it's been as low as. So whatever you try, this is the most you can squeeze out of the system. Steve, do you think we have reached the taxable limits, and these sort of proposals for a global floor on corporation tax are a realization of that?
Yes, I do think that on both counts. And it's not just us. I think most countries in the OECD are at their national tax limits, which vary from one country to another. So in France, it appears to be about 50%, and as you say, about 38 to 40% in the UK, lower in the US. And so the politicians are in a pickle because they've got these huge built-up liabilities, but they're finding they can't squeeze any more blood out of the stone, basically. And so now they're scratching around for another way of dealing with this.
Freddy, taxes in the US are a little lower than in the UK. Of course, it's important to remember your federal system, the federal system over there, because most of our taxes come to us from the national government, whereas you've got a lot of state taxes and the rest of it. But is there any sense amongst tax cutters or free market thinkers in America at this point that actually, whatever the ideology of it, you probably can't squeeze much more out of the private sector? Or is there, if the Social Democrats continue to prevail, a way of getting more in corporation tax, income tax, sales tax, whatever it might be?
I'm afraid I'm pretty gloomy about this, having spoken to a lot of Americans about it. And I think we are reaching the stage where a lot of the electorate, or certainly the part of the electorate that expresses itself most regularly in public, are at such a level of entitlement now. We are living in the ultimate age of entitlement, where people do expect to have massive government spending and expect not to pay money as well, not to pay taxes. And I think this is an unsustainable thing politically. And unfortunately, I think, the left provides the easiest answers in the short term. And so I suspect, that the left wing of the Democrats are going to succeed in the short term.
Matt, what's your take?
I think thinking through the logic of that, well, first I had a paper idea, and I was sat there going, like, if the upper limit is 38%, if that's a demonstrable, you've visible and observable fact, then what you actually want from that is to have experimentation underneath of lots of different types of tax, so that you can see what creates productive economic output. And so the Democrats' answer to then siphon off and demand the people that is actually very counterproductive to getting a productive economy. So that should be the right answer. If that's an observable fact, firstly, we should observe it. And secondly, that we should then be trying to have experiments underneath in as many places as possible to work out what's going to create the best economy for all of us.